HCTV Sports is supported by Merchants Bank. Merchants Bank is committed to supporting the families and businesses at the heart of their communities. Merchants Bank, let's dream together.
Making the play.
He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's ball game. It's over. Safe. Oh my God! Did you see that? Great diving play. Is it a touchdown? Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Welcome to Todd Field at McNamara Stadium, where our boys soccer team is taking on the North St. Paul Polars in a crucial Metro East soccer matchup. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Jeremy Reuter. We have an important battle here tonight with two teams jockeying for position in the Metro East Conference. Jeremy, what do we know about this North St. Paul team, and what do we expect tonight in this big showdown?
Well, it's early in the conference schedule, so it's hard to really tell where everybody's situated, right? Last year they played a tight game. North ended up winning that game, but you don't know who's all returning and what does that makeup of that team look like.
Yeah, as you look at the Metro East Conference, you can see the Two Rivers on top, a recent victory over Hastings with a 2-0 conference record. Matamidi at 2-0. St. Thomas Academy, a tough opponent at 2-0. Simley at 1-0. You have North St. Paul at 1-1 and Hastings at 0-1. Hill Murray at 0-2, South St. Paul at 0-2, and Tartan at 0-2. Again, it's still early in the conference season, but you can see that Two Rivers and Matamidi atop of the conference standing so far. Hastings has had some good showings in their first early matchups, but it's been scuffling the last two games a little bit. They're looking to right the ship a little bit without one of their senior captains, Jed Carlson. We'll see what happens in this important showdown. We'll see if maybe Coach Swanson shuffles their lineup a little bit, tries people in different positions. And it kind of starts in the midfield. They have some important pieces in the midfield with Ethan Schock kind of playing up top, with Brody Guy playing in the midfield, Weston Schultz in the midfield. They kind of operate between those guys, and that's kind of where things operate. Jeremy, what's your take, knowing what you know about the Raiders lineup?
Well, we know it's shifting a little bit tonight. Like you said, Carlson out, Sam Sanchez out tonight. So looking at kind of seeing how coaches will shift guys around to make up for two big losses there. And so just kind of see how they adjust and play North here.
Yeah, the Raiders a senior-heavy lineup. They have another senior in Johan Roba-Hagner, plays crucial minutes for the Raiders. We're going to see how they kind of put their formation out there as the Raiders come out and try to really gain control of this match early on. Looks like they're starting a familiar player in the center at the beginning. You see Ethan Schock kind of lined up as that central forward. In the midfield, they have Johan and they have Brody kind of in the middle. Definitely two stalwarts in the midfield. They got Nate Sammy on the right side mid. They got Parker Geib on the left side mid. You're going to hear the Geib name quite a bit. Right behind him, you see Noah Schmaltz lined up on that left side, his preferred left foot. Weston Schultz going to kind of play in that central mid role as well. You're going to see Xavier Beal kind of playing on defense a little bit. He's got excellent speed. You're also going to see Peter Clark on the right side on defense. And then in goal, it looks like they're going to start Brady Stewart at goalie. They've been kind of flip-flopping back and forth with Jonathan Brox and Brady Stewart, but Stewart gets the nod tonight in a very crucial match here in the Metro East Conference. Waiting for the ref signal here, but we're going to start in action in just a little bit. North St. Paul, a tough opponent. They've had some wins in conference. They also had a tough loss to St. Thomas Academy.
But a close game.
Tough opponent. And the Raiders looking for their first conference win of the year. Good flick on there by the Raiders.
Raiders looking for that quick start here.
Parker Geib chasing hard here. Cleared out by the Raiders. Caden Pollux, the other name we did not mention, back on Central D, clears it out for Polars throw-in. Talking to some of the coaches that are pretty familiar with this North St. Paul lineup, they said their strength is in individual athleticism. We're going to see if that correlates to success for them. They can counterattack really well. They're extremely fast. Brody Guy plays it through all the way over. Oh, he's got an opening for Nate Sammy here.
Nate's going to work to keep it in there on that edge. Nice
Sammy
pass back to Clark.
plays it back to Peter here. Peter tries to cut it back. It'll go out of bounds for a Raider throw. Big throw by Peter all the way into Geib. Geib swings it over to Johan. Johan plays it up, but gets his pocket pick. Noah Schmaltz going to swing it. Nope, he's going to keep the ball. Tries to make a run. Kind of get sandwiched by two defenders. It'll be a free kick for the Raiders. That's a dangerous position here for the Raiders.
See who they bring in for this kick here.
What's your prediction here?
They like Johan from this range here a little bit. Ethan Schock, very dangerous from this range. He's had a heck of a start to the season offensively. 4 goals and assist against Irondale.
Plays quick. Oh, just goes wide right. Trying to see if he can get the wall to not be set up. What were you saying?
Just he's off to a great start offensively. You know, picked up just a smart heads-up goal against Apple Valley the other day. The keeper made an error, and he's about the only person who picked up on it and turned it into a Raider goal. So just playing a heck of a season, trying to keep the Raiders up and aggressive.
Johan going up for that header. Kind of swings it wide to Noah Schmaltz. Schmaltz with a good outside the foot first touch. Loses control over to Brody Guy, but just can't control it first time. Good effort there by Ethan Schock as they try to play it up to him. Back to Brody Geib. Goes out of bounds for another Raider throw. Raiders playing quick early on. A lot of first touches, one-times. Weston Schultz trying to play it up to Nate Sammy. We see some of the individual play that North St. Paul is well known for. They have some great individuals with some tough skills. Johan picking his pocket here. Just goes a little long as Peter Clark cannot control. So back on defense, we talked about it a little bit, but Caden Pollock's the young sophomore playing more of a central defender role next to Xavier Beal. Beal more of the speed guy that it can, catch up to guys if need be.
Covers a lot of field.
He does. Ethan Schock on a turn and control. Schultz a little bit soft on his touch. Good turn of the ball, though, by Weston Schultz. Plays it over to Noah Schmaltz. Schmaltz just a freshman. Parker Geib can't control that pass. It goes out of bounds for the Polars.
Polars bringing in a sub early here.
Yeah, giving the Raiders some different looks here. They started with 3 up top. Looks like they're kind of running a looks like a 3-4-3 is what the Polars are running. Heavy in the midfield, kind of load it up and make it uncomfortable for him. Pollock's on the ball. Going to try to swing it all the way across. That's a dangerous ball, and it's going to get picked here. It's number 10 on the ball.
Good step by Beal there.
Number 10 on the ball again. That's Andrew Ortiz trying to swing it across. Good save by Brady Stewart. That's where that length comes into play.
He's not afraid to go to the ground,
Johan, good touch. Back to him. One time by Brody Geib. Johan on the ball. Plays it over to Parker Geib. Geib on the ball. Back to his brother. Brody over to Johan. Johan, great foot skills. Gets his pocket pick, though.
Working on getting it back here. Gets the call.
Good physical play by both guys. Nothing dirty in that. Just trying to shield each other from the ball. Number 7 for the Polars is Abdi Malik Noor.
Good touch by Johan there. Just moving that ball back out.
Good chase there. Brody Geib's got the ball now. Quick turn of the ball. Tries to turn. Trying to find Johan. Linking up with him. Good step in defending over to Brody. Back to him. Good touch and turn. Ethan Schock just can't turn yet. Noah Schmaltz on it now. Excellent turn with that left foot over to Parker Geib. Parker Geib's got some space. Going to play it over to Noah Schmaltz. Schmaltz on the ball again. Tries to find a seam.
North doing a good job clearing that ball out there.
Yeah, he's played well so far early on in this game. He's controlled the ball, made some crucial tackles. Johan got some space here, plays it over to Geib. Geib back to Johan's got some space. Good touch. Good left-footed shot.
Good rip there.
My apologies, that was Schock kind of combination play, not Geib. They have similar length and hair. Schock the taller of the two. Let's see this combination play again. Johan tries to step it up. Ethan Schock gets to that left foot, tries to strike it, just can't get enough behind it. Goldie right where he needs to be. Good combination play by the Raiders early on, though. Sammy on the ball. Good step by 14 for the Pullers. 14 with a good turn. That's Swintoski Flurilis, excuse me. Wow, tongue twister there.
Yeah.
There are two brothers, one of whom is a junior and one is a senior, the Flurilis brothers. One is 14, the junior, and number 18 is a senior. So you're going to hear that last name a couple times. You're probably going to hear me butcher it more than once.
Till you know a name, right? Like, that gets in your head.
Yes. Number 8 behind the ball, that's Brian Zhang, a junior for the Polars. Going to take this free kick from way out. Looks like they're loading up the backside of this box, trying to clog it up and make it uncomfortable. Big kick by Zhang.
Good touch.
Yeah, good touch by the Polars, but Stewart all over it on this. Peter on the ball for the Raiders, plays it back to Xavier. Beal on the ball, plays it all the way over to Schmaltz. Schmaltz with a great first touch, progressing forward here. Plays it over to Parker Geib. Geib is very, very shifty, as you can see. What he lacks in size, he definitely has in shiftiness.
Finds his brother on the edge there.
Can't control it as he trips over the ball, but good idea for the Raiders. Be a throw-in for the Raiders. You see the Geib combination, Parker to Brody, probably something they've done in the backyard a couple times. It's going to give it up for Noah Schmaltz here. Into Johan. Good touch over to Parker. Parker tries to play it over to Ethan Schock. Parker Geib on the ball, plays it over to Noah Schmaltz. Schmaltz over to Brody Geib. Brody Geib over to Ethan Schock, lets it run through.
Raiders getting some good passing in here, some good team offense here.
Yeah, a little bit of a whiff there by Weston Schultz. Just a little bit of a miscommunication, but right place, just wrong timing. Here's Flurilis again with Beal chasing, playing good defense. That's got to be a foul as he was dragged down. You can see his hands came well above the waist. Got to be a Raider kick. Hopefully Xavier's okay.
He finds the ground a lot. You know, he always puts himself in a good position. Unfortunately, that means sometimes you get run over.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to be joined by Jeremy Reuter, who has a son on the team. So it's kind of nice when you've been to most of the games and you've seen these boys play for a long, long time.
Many, many years.
Beal plays it all the way across to Caden Pollux. Pollux has a lot of space if he can get over to Schmaltz. Schmaltz shielding well.
Wins the throw there.
Quick throw in by Noah Schmaltz. Smart play. It's going to be a Polar throw, I believe. There it is, off of Parker Geib. You know, I will say one thing watching Noah Schmaltz play, and I've seen him play 3 or 4 games this year already. For as young of a player as he's quite savvy and knows how to play the game of soccer.
Absolutely. He's played, even being a couple years younger than the
Good
boys
ball
I
by
coached.
Sammy.
He came up and played a number of times with us, so it was always good to see him play too.
Yes. Good work there by Parker Geib, being shifty, making things happen. Touches the ball out for a corner kick. That'll go over to Brody Geib, he's going to swing this in with his right foot. Again, for our fans that are tuning in, Brody Geib is the veteran of the Geib, the senior captain, the midfielder. And then you're going to see Parker Geib, the younger, shorter of the two. That's number 2. Brody Geib going to swing it in with that right foot. Good ball. See if he can bury it. Oh, the Raiders put it in the back of the net.
Schock again.
Ethan Schock, right place, right time. Great corner kick by Brody Geib to swing it into Schock, who buries it in the back of the net. Good combination play. Those set pieces can be so dangerous, and when you can get a good corner and find the back of the net, you can set the tone. Absolutely. So an early 1-0 lead for the Raiders. 10 minutes into this game, we're going to see it one more time. Here's Geib on the in-swinger with his right foot, curling it perfectly to that back post. Schock times that run perfectly, buries it in there. All smiles, 1-0 Raiders. Here's another angle one more time. Just a great ball. Just an easy tap in for Ethan Schock.
Again, just a smart play, right? Don't overclock the ball. Don't go 100 miles an hour. Get a nice touch and finish it.
Yeah, it was so easy, almost looked like it bounced off his body at first glance. And then in second glance, when you actually saw the replay, that you have that easy tap-in header. It's a thing of beauty.
And all set up with a nice cross in on the corner.
So we talked about the fact that Jed Carlson is out with an ankle injury. Where would Jed Carlson typically be playing for the Raiders if he was? Oh, good touch there by number 7. Good save by Brady Stewart.
And the recovery.
Oh!
Probably seeing...
No call.
No call? There we go.
There it
Okay,
is.
something's happening now.
Yeah, anytime they might even see a card here. He was not playing the ball. You can see Brady Stewart quite upset.
Only getting the warning on there. That is uncommon in that situation.
Aggressive play, but a little too aggressive there. Not really going for the ball. Took out Brady Stewart in the process. Let's see it one more time on the replay. You can see number 7, great first touch there. Kind of toe pokes it up. Brady Stewart extends his arm, gets to that ball, and he dives in on the header. Should have eased up right there. That's Abdi Malik Noor. We've heard his name a couple times.
Yeah, playing aggressive, but he can play it towards that ball without going through the body, and that's really what you got to look for on that play.
It's going to go out for another corner kick for the Raiders. It looks like Brody Gibe's going to take yet another corner kick for the Raiders, swinging in with that right foot. See if he can swing this into an identical position here. This time it's going to curl out instead of in. Curls it in again. Another good ball. Johan just can't link up. Shock on it. Plays it back all the way to Xavier Beal. Beal going to try to swing it across. Dangerous ball as he's double teamed. This is where they're dangerous.
You saw North St. Paul setting up for that counterattack.
Yeah, I got nervous there for a second when they had numbers up. Speaking of numbers, Weston Schultz has some numbers. Johan on the ball. Going to try to go big. Well off the mark, though.
I like that take, right? You force him to be wary of a shot from kind of all ranges there.
Yeah, and Rova Hagner does have a big leg. He can fire it from distance. Yeah, I've seen them deploy Johan in a couple different positions, typically in the middle, but at times they'll play defense. Sometimes they'll run up and make runs. He's kind of a versatile Swiss Army knife, if you will, a guy that can kind of do a lot of different things for you.
Well, he's a good, calm player, stays under control.
Yeah, and talking to his dad, he said that he was actually playing central defender for one of his club teams this summer out in Egan. So he's actually attuned to playing different positions, just kind of wherever they need him.
It's always handy as a coach.
Yeah, Xavier Beal on the ball now. Tries to cut it across. We've seen some physical play by number 10 already twice. Good pocket picked by Brody Gibe. Again, that's Andrew Ortiz, the junior, number 10, wearing the captain's armband.
Definitely bringing some energy here for North.
Good defending by Peter there. Again, number 13 is Peter Clark. Again, I apologize if sometimes I call these kids by their first name. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's just easier to call them by one name and not the whole thing. Sammy on the ball. Plays it over to Ethan Schock. Ethan Schock's got some space. Can fire it left-footed. Oh, just high.
Just a nice shot again.
Absolute rocket. Left-footed shot by Ethan Schock. Schock can hit it left or right, can he?
He can, right? He's very comfortable kind of using either one on the fly.
Can see he kept him a little bit too much space. Number 16 was defending there. That's one of their other captains. That's Ethan Ekstrom, a senior defender for the Polars. Peter Clark on the ball again. Loses control of it. They got numbers forward. Pollux has got to be careful here. Good job by the Raiders to bring bodies back, though. Oh, number 10's got some space. See if they can get it out.
Good
well
help
done by
in the middle by
Schmaltz.
Schmaltz.
Yeah, Schmaltz came all the way back to help there. Sammy, good turn. Tries to play it up to Brody. Good step there by Xavier. Got a little bit of the body.
Floor here.
Good touch by Parker Gibe as he tries to play it forward. Quickly swings it over to Weston Schultz. Schultz goes outside of the boot to Ethan Schock. Schock looking to see who he's got. He's got Parker Gibe streaking and Brody Gibe. Plays it over to Parker. Parker's got some space if he can fire. Just didn't have the best first touch on that. Thought for a second Parker Gibe might have a crack from top of the box. Just didn't have the best first touch, kind of lost track of it. Ball was a little bit behind him. Weston Schultz in on the throw-in here. Plays it all the way over to Johan. Johan back to Weston. Weston, Noah. Schmaltz going to swing it in with that left foot. Good ball. Dangerous ball with that left foot, driving that in.
Yeah, if it's out a little bit further, you get a couple Raiders ready there. It's hard to get that far in that quickly, but definitely a good ball coming in there.
Created some opportunities, right? When you drive a ball in that way, you never know the deflection that's going to occur. When you leave it up in the air, a little bit easier to defend. When it's driven in that situation, that's an excellent ball that's going to create chaos.
Another nice cross in for Guy.
Oh, another header off the line. Let's see if they can bury it. Oh, my gosh. What a beautiful header by Ethan Schock.
Keeper getting some help on the back line by his defense there.
Yeah, we'll have to get a replay of that. His defender saved it off the line there. Excellent team defending by the Polars. Otherwise, this score would have been 2-0 in favor of the Raiders. Good turn there by the Polars. Out of bounds, but it'll be a Raiders ball. Goes into Caden Pollux. Pollux back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz back to Johan. Up to Geib. Up to younger Geib. Parker on the ball here. Plays it back to Johan again. Quick feet there by Johan. Tries to play a through ball to Parker Geib. Back to Schock. Schock in on it here. Can shoot right or left here. He's got some space. Cuts it back. Nobody there. Looking for someone to run. It was a great idea by Ethan Schock to try to find the runner, but no one was there for him.
Yeah, a lot of traffic in the middle there, and he tries to get it out.
Good defending there by Xavier Beal. He had a lot of ball, though. Came up a little gingerly as he's holding the back of his leg. He's going to call him over and just remind him, hey, we're playing the ball, not the body. Looked pretty clean to me. May have got a little bit of piece of the body right there.
We're going yellow card there seems a little bit much for...
That's a little bold, in my opinion. Noah Smith, the young 9th grader, definitely not afraid to take it to the defender. He's going to have to come off the field as they sub on for Xavier. I don't know if I agree with that, but again, that's why I'm in the booth and not in the field.
And it's a tough job, but it's from our angle here.
Well, we got a replay, right? And we saw that most of it was ball on that. And typically, in a game setting like this where it was kind of a 50-50 ball, you're going to give him a warning.
Yep.
If you're going to give a warning in that situation where Brady Stewart came out with contact.
And that's a lot more aggressive play than we just saw here.
Correct. Oh,
good save by Stewart.
Nice save by Stewart. He's had a couple point-blank shot attempts that he's had to defend. That was Andrew Ortiz. That's so dangerous on that right foot. We've seen a couple good attempts by Ortiz, the junior midfielder. Polars putting pressure on the Raiders. Now that Xavier Beal, their speed is out, they got to reshuffle some things and rethink their back line. Ebling's come on a little bit to try to help. Colt Ebling, the sophomore defender. Yohong trying to clear. Polars chasing well. Yohong trying to clear. Polars chasing well. He's going to let the ball run.
Smart play there again, too.
They're going to call up Norson. The young freshman here has space, number 3. We've talked about him already once. Excellent foot skills for the Polars.
Good step by Sammy just to break that play up there.
Nicely done by Ebling. Way to stay with him. Brody Guy plays it left-footed one time to his brother Parker. Parker's got speed. See if he can go one-on-one or if he's going to see if numbers can come forward. Ooh, looking for a foul in the box. He says play on. Very close to a foul. Johan plays it up to Peter Clark. Clark, shifty, tries to play it over. But over to his brother. No, that was Ethan Schock again. That hair is going to drive me nuts all game.
Somebody needs to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Good halftime job for Coach there.
I think so, right? I can't tell the difference from afar. Either way, a lot of good attempts for the Raiders. You can see the shot count 6-2 in favor of the Raiders. They've had some good attempts. Obviously, the finisher with Ethan Schock scoring off that corner kick. Hey, this is a good time to give a shout out for our sponsors. HCTV Sports is supported by Merchants Bank. Merchants Bank with his right foot goes real deep far post. Oh, good ball. Parker Geib off the line.
That should be in.
They're going to call it in? They are. Great finish there by Parker Geib getting up.
I know we don't have the best angle here, but that...
With the goal off the corner kick from Johan Rova Hagnar. We're going to get a look at that corner kick, but Parker Geib gets the goal for the Raiders. That'll make it 2-0. Boy, Parker Geib for a little guy. He sure got up there on that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The timing needed on that is impressive.
Ball crossed the line. You can see the referee in good position to make that call. And they call it 2-0 in favor of the Raiders. Let's see it one more time. You can see the swinger in from Johan. Curved in. Let's watch as Parker Guy gets up there, elevates, drives it in. Off the crossbar, crosses the line. That was a great call. You can see the defender was actually behind the line when he cleared off the line.
Good effort. You just couldn't get there in time,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Good step by Xavier. Okay. Not really sure what they're calling here again. He had pretty much all ball in that, but this is a situation where if you're Xavier, you kind of just have to back away and just kind of shake your head and just go to the next play because you already have a yellow card. Number 10 going to clear it up. Raiders in a dangerous position. Get this ball out. We see the young Noah Smith on the ball again for the Polars. Rob Hagner on the ball trying to play it forward. I was going to say no foul called on that. He had
the AR's got his flag up, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to call a
Center's
foul.
Noticing it now.
You can hear the fans already upset about it. If you're going to call a foul, you got to call it both ways. Understandable.
Yep. And every fan views that differently, right?
Yes. But, Roba Hagner kept his arms down, drew the foul, kept playing regardless. I'm going to see one more time that corner kick that Roba Hagner drove in. Parker Guy elevates, clears that line. You can see the goalie knew it too. Brody Guy on a ball to Ethan Schock. He's got some space. If he can fire, it goes far post. Oh, my goodness. What a great attempt. Parker Guy just could not link up to Ethan Schock.
He was right there. That was a...
Let's see this one more time. Good combination play by the Raiders. Schock gets a step on it. First touch is beautiful. Tries to go to that far post. Goalie gets a touch on it. This should be a corner kick. There was a hand that touched that ball, but they missed it. It's going to go back to a goal kick.
Hopefully the Raiders bring it right back down here and set it back up.
Good combination play by the Raiders, though. Brody Guy plays it over to Weston Schultz. Schultz swings it over to Ebling. Ebling up to Sammy. Sammy with a good turn. Got some space out of bounds. It'll be a Polars throw. Boy, Ethan Schock so dangerous on the turn. Man, his first touch has been a thing of beauty tonight. Just a thing of beauty to have that first touch. You've seen it a couple times now. Ebling on it, goes out of bounds. Another player that I thought has done a really good job in this game, and maybe an unsung hero, is Weston Schultz. He doesn't do any of the flashy work. He just does everything that you don't see. Kind of the Livet Erickson of the guys' team.
Yes, just keep the plays running.
Steady. Kind of a flick on by Xavier Beal, but it'll run out of bounds. Another Polars throw-in. Shots on goal 9-5 in favor of the Raiders. The Raiders playing without two of some of their players that play a lot. Jed Carlson being one of their senior captains. The other player that's out this game is Sam Sanchez, who picked up a red card in an earlier match this week. They're going to call offsides on it. That's a good call. Very close, but he could tell he had a step on him. But Sam Sanchez out this game. He has to sit a game due to State High School League rules anytime you have a red card. Sam, the brother of Sienna, the star player on the girls' team, who had a couple goals in the earlier game. There's Sammy on the ball. Trying to link up with Schock, just couldn't do it. Good step there by Geib, not giving any space. Good work rate by the Geib boys, really working hard out there.
Well, you can see North St. Paul wants that quick kind of counter strike we talked about, right?
Yes. They got numbers forward. Now it's a 3v3 with another guy running forward. Good step by Caden Pollux. Beal up to Schultz. Schultz got a little bit of space, but closing hard. Plays a good through ball to Sammy. Sammy's got a little bit of space. If he can pick up the pace just a tiny bit, plays it out of bounds. It'll be a Raider throw. Ebling on the throw here. Trying to link up with Brody Geib. Good step there by Cole Ebling. Jeremy, there's a couple times in this game where I've almost said the wrong first name because there's some of these guys have older brothers that have played between Schmaltz and Ebling. Beals, right?
Schock.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of... Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been... I have to watch myself every once in a while to make sure I'm doing the right thing and saying the right thing. New sub coming on for the Raiders. I believe that's Malachi Beal, number 14. The younger brother of Xavier Beal, a sophomore midfielder. Plays a different position than his brother. He's more of an attacking player who has a rocket leg. Weston Schultz going to swing it all the way over, but a little bit of a lazy pass. I think they're going to call it back, though, because I think it did hit the referee.
Yeah, Schmaltz wanting that call right away there.
Yeah. I was wondering, you don't see Weston play a lot of bad passes. And
Nope.
Even on the basketball court, he's a point guard for the basketball team, and he's one of the most solid, dependable point guards that you'd see. Nothing flashy, just does all the dirty work that a point guard should do, kind of like his position in soccer as that defensive mid. Schmaltz up to Parker Guy, who plays it back to Pollux. Pollux going to play it up. Good ball to Schmaltz. Schmaltz has a little bit of room, but closing quick for the Polars. Cleared by an 8th grader. I know them pretty well.
Too much of a lead there, but a nice look over otherwise.
Kind of a cool thing. We have for the first time, I believe, in club history, we have a U13 boys team playing regional.
Nice.
So a lot of young success, and they're actually a combo U12, U13 team. So,
as we often see here, right?
Yeah.
The older ages.
So they actually have a couple boys. I think they have 6 or 7. They're playing up a level and playing regional.
That's impressive.
So
It's
the future's bright for Hastings soccer, having some kids playing at that high of a level. And on the girls' side, the U12 girls, the team that I coach, is playing regional too for the first time in club history. So we got 2 regional level teams playing this fall, both of whom got a win last weekend. Pretty cool to see.
Well, that's a good start to the season, right? Anytime you start with a win, build some confidence and get your team going in the right direction.
Yeah, and the U13 boys were actually state champs last year too. So they played at the state level, won the state championship, moved up. So pretty cool to see the successes here in town.
That's smart to move them up, give them that next level of experience.
Yeah, for sure. Johan, great chest trap, bringing it down. Beautiful touch. Plays it over to Pollux. Pollux trying to play it through to Brody Geib. Good ball. Plays it all the way over to his brother Parker. Parker in on the ball. He's got 2 runners kind of overlapping here. Got options here for Ethan Schock. Johan got some options trying to chip. Noah Schmaltz tries to head it. Great idea, though.
Good readjustment by the keeper there.
Great idea by Noah Schmaltz. I thought he was going to maybe bring it down. Chest trap, goes one time with the head. That was a great combination play by the Raiders. Playing so quick on the ball. Here's the danger man for the Polars that we've seen a couple times. Hard fall by the Polars, but got ball. But the danger man we've seen a lot has been Andrew Ortiz. I think things operate through him, number 10. He's been the guy that things kind of go through. Ebling on the ball now. Tries to find Geib. A little bit late on the pass. Here's the guy. Ball brings in some fresh blood. Try to get those legs kind of active, and as the sun is officially down for the night.
Drops the temps here a little bit at the stadium.
Drops the temps, and as we found out the hard way in the last game, the bugs came out pretty quick.
Yes. I spoke a little too soon last time. I'm not making that mistake this time.
Shots on goal heavily in favor of the Raiders, doubling up on the Polars so far. Parker Geib can't hold on, just a tough touch on the sideline. The Geib brothers have played well in this first half, though. Brody having 1 assist, Parker having a goal. Been fun to see for them. Schmaltz on the ball again, the young freshman. Plays it up to Brody Geib. Can't get that first touch in. Goes to Caden Pollux. Pollux tries to turn. It's going to clear it all the way up. Just a little long for Malachi Beal. Beal on the ball now.
Makes a good adjustment, though, and gets the next touch.
Beal pressuring hard here. Out of bounds. It'll be a Raider throw-in.
And that's what you need as a team, right? That don't give up on a play, see what develops out of it next.
Malachi on the ball now. Out of bounds, it'll be a Raider throw-in. Yeah, completely different style players, the Beal brothers. Both valuable members of the team. They both play important positions. Pretty cool, though, as well, to see a lot of brothers on the same team together. Throw into the Raiders here. Beal on the ball, trying to knock it out for a corner kick. It'll go in for a throw, not a corner, unfortunately.
But in this range, you don't get quite the same power, but you're definitely in that dangerous position to the keeper.
Good ball by Brody Geib using the inside of our foot. On the ball again, tries to turn quick. Noah Schmaltz on it, swings it over to Weston Schultz. Schultz going to play over to Parker Geib. Geib's got a little bit of space, try to go one-on-one. Swings it in with that left foot. Tries to play a dummy to Noah Schmaltz. Ethan Schock on it, see if he can go one time to Geib. Steps in. Good play there by the Polars. Good compact defense. This is where they're dangerous. They can counterattack with the best of them. Oh, tries to play a through ball way too long, though.
Too much.
But you can see, though, they play off that counterattack. They play quick. They get numbers forward.
You got to be careful as you get tired, right? Like maybe get a little complacent, right? And all of a sudden that quick attack is there.
Little drop kick punt there. Good flick on by Malachi, and that gets space for Ethan Schock. See if he can find a little room. Oh, just a little bit long. But you know what? The defending there by the Polars just made a little bit of a difference. Wasn't step for step with Ethan, but what he did do is kind of put pressure and allow that last touch to be a little bit long. Good defending there by number 16, Ethan Ekstrom, the senior defender and one of their captains. Savvy defending. Just to body that. Parker Guy picks his pocket.
Just relentless there on that drive.
Oh, see if Schock can bury it. Oh, just gets a touch on it. There's Ekstrom again.
Should be a Raider corner here.
Let's see it again. Here's Parker Guy. Plays it over to Schock. Schock trying to cut it back to that preferred right foot, although he can shoot with either. Goes left-footed as the defender closes in. Looks like they have Brody Geib on the corner yet again. Number 4 is going to swing it in with that right foot. See if he can link up with someone. Trying to time their runs. Oh, Weston Schultz
get a piece of it.
Showing those basketball hops off, trying to get up and head that ball down. Just didn't time it exactly right. It'll go in for a goal kick for the Polars. So early thoughts on this game, Jeremy. We're 33 minutes into the game. What stood out to you as something maybe that the Raiders have done well, something maybe they can work on?
Well, I know that we wanted to get out to that quick start, right? We're seeing that 12 shots, 2 of them making it in the net. That was definitely something we wanted to hit right away. The only thing to watch out for is not that they've handled it well, is just to be watching out for that quick attack, that counterattack.
New face in for the Raiders. We got young Micah Slapnicher getting his first varsity time here, number 15 for the Raiders. Got pulled up from the JV earlier this week. Played up with the varsity, I believe, right? And then didn't get many minutes in the first game, but it's good to see Micah in this role. He's a kid that's played soccer for a long time, savvy kid, smart player, playing kind of in a central defender role, central mid role, kind of a defensive mid role, kind of giving Weston a breather. Good to give him some action. On for another corner for the Raiders. See if they can punch in another one here before the end of the half. Throwing numbers forward. You can see Schmaltz coming forward. Pollock's coming forward. A lot of bodies. Oh, Schmaltz just can't link up there. Looks like it's going to be out for another corner. That's the call.
The Raiders another attempt here. Keep around those set pieces. It's so important to keep working at those attempts and continue to work on new movement, new setups, new plays on that.
Yeah, they do have some big bodies. Schock's pretty tall. Johan's got some good height. Pollux is a big body. Trying to throw those bodies forward and making it comfortable for that defense as they swing this in. Oh, Johan getting up there, but just couldn't time it exactly right. Got his head on it, but just couldn't get a ton of force driving it forward.
But again, it's getting those opportunities, that live practice with those that'll pay off down the road here.
So at the 5-minute mark, Raiders playing well in this first half. Couple decent attempts for the Polars, but Brady Stewart's had their numbers so far. He's done a really good job of reading the ball, making the right saves at the right time. Good through ball attempt by Johan, playing it all the way up to Schock. Uh-oh, we got some body on that too, but they're not going to call it. Say play on. Probably the right call, given the fact that he did get the ball first.
Like we said before, fans will always have a differing opinion, right?
Yeah, for sure. Number 7 in on a turn. Kind of gets tripped up.
And the Polars looking for a call there. I don't think there's much to go off of there either.
Again, that's newer for the St. Paul Polars. We've called his number a couple times. He's had some good attempts. Slapnicher on the ball now. There's number 10 yet again for the Polars. Making a lot of things happen as Andrew Ortiz, that junior midfielder. The Guide boys chasing in pursuit here. Brody up to Parker. Parker going to play it up to Ethan Schock. This goes out of bounds. Let's see what they call here. They're going to call it a Polars throw-in. Probably the right call. Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the Raiders' up and down season so far, Jeremy, but knowing what you know about the Raiders, what would you say is kind of some key games in the conference that you kind of look forward to that might be tough matchups?
Hill Murray's always tough. I don't know if they're as good this year as maybe past years, but it's always good. St. Thomas always good, you know.
Yeah, I noticed that Hill Murray was 0-2 in the conference, which is interesting.
Right. So it might have been more of a down year there. You know, they lost definitely some high power in their offense for sure, because they were pretty lights out last year.
Yeah, and you said St. Thomas Academy, always a tough opponent, right? They always have quality players. The other one that I would say is typically pretty solid is Matamidi. There's never an easy game against Matamidi, no matter what the sport. Soccer especially, they have good numbers. They've had some success in the past, and I think they just keep that ball rolling.
They do. They've always been a good battle in basketball as well, right? Just some similar matchup similarly, I suppose.
Yeah, good save there by Parker Geib as he plays it forward with his brother, trying to link up. Noah Schmaltz trying to make an overlapping run here. Got some pace, but goes out of bounds. Good combination play there by the Geibs and Noah Schmaltz trying to link up. Yeah, to your point, though, I mean, Matamidi, you know, I never count them out, right? Records really mean nothing. They play a brutal schedule, non-conference. So you just never know. Really, in conference play, anything can happen.
And there's so many teams that just match up well in the conference that even if their record isn't as good as it maybe has been, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, North St. Paul does have a win, I believe, in conference play. I believe they beat South St. Paul, but even a team like South St. Paul and Simley, they're never easy matches. They're physical teams. Mm-hmm. You've played against them a lot, maybe at the club level.
Got a trip on the ball there. First I was looking for a call, but then looked like he just got his foot on top of the ball there.
Looks like he's okay, though. Just came up a little gingerly. They're going to call 7. That's Newer again. They're going to call him. Says his hands were up. He kind of pulled on him. He did it pretty subtly, though, and I have to say it wasn't completely obvious, but I think the ref saw it. Yep. Yeah, I think the ref saw it. I mean, from here, you couldn't really see the angle, but on the field, the ref saw it and made the call. Brody Geib on the ball, over to Johan. Gets his pocket pictures. Newer on the ball. Oh, good slide tackle attempt there by Pollux. Just timed that perfectly. Johan going to try to find Slapnitcher. Slapnitcher trying to cut it back. Up to Schock. Schmaltz on the ball now. Plays it up to Johan. Johan asking for him to run. Try to find some space.
Double team on the edge.
Yes.
Schmaltz coming back and helping. Good time for that.
Schmaltz back to Pollux. Pollux up to Johan. Johan back to Schmaltz. They've really worked that left side a lot tonight.
Well, they've been passing well on that side, so it makes sense, right? Like, just keep it going.
And your strength is on that left side, I think, without having Carlson on that right side necessarily, right? You got some guys that are more veteran. They want to play quick. They have some space. They have a guy back on that back post. Hastings has to be careful here. Good slide tackle attempt, but nothing doing. Caden Pollux times this one right, though.
Yep.
Well done.
Way to get up quick and just make that second attempt there.
And that was dangerous, too. You can see the slide tackle attempt. Misses the first one. Eblings closes him down. Second attempt gets all ball. Well done by Caden Pollux. They're going to swing this in from the corner here with short time. They got to defend well here.
Good ball up there.
Well done by the Raiders.
You get one more touch here. This is basically half. There we go.
All right, so as we go to the half, it's a 2-0 lead for the Raiders. We're going to get another look at these Raider goals as we go into half, both on set pieces, on corner kicks, which gets the Raiders out to an early 2-0 lead. We'll get another look on the first one coming off of Brody Geib's corner kick. This is Ethan Schock who taps it in with the head. They lose their mark, taps it in for the early 1-0 lead. And then the second one was swung in by Johan Rova-Hagnar, driven in by Parker Geib off the crossbar, crosses the line, and a 2-0 lead. So the Raiders take us to the half as the sirens go off to a 2-0 lead. We'll catch you for the second half of action. Stay tuned, Raider fans.
Hi, this is Lucas Foss from Hastings, and on behalf of all Metro East Conference schools, we would like to thank you for supporting us. Please remember to show respect and good sportsmanship at all times. We as athletes will always try our best and you can expect the same from coaches and officials. Mistakes will be made by everyone involved, but please show support and respect through the contest, no matter the outcome, whether it be online or in the stands.
Some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Who are we? We are artists. We are entertainers. We are storytellers. We are teachers. We keep you informed. We follow the action. Who are we? We are Hastings Community TV.
second half of the boys soccer game here against North St. Paul. Your Hastings Raiders with a 2-0 lead going into the second half. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Jeremy Reuter. Jeremy, talked a little bit about it in the first half, but what's your impressions of the Raiders team in this first half? What do you think? What's worked well? What hasn't? What do you think?
When they've been passing, right, it's worked really well. It's given guys open looks. We talked about they missed on a couple of connections there just to finish at the net, but it's really given a lot of good offensive looks on that front half.
Yeah, and to your point, the missed opportunities. You know, a 2-0 lead is not always a safe lead.
Right.
And so that makes me a little nervous. There was an opportunity right at the end of the half. Shock had a dribbler going right to the far post. We could have tapped it in potentially and just missed up with Parker Geib. Not blaming either person, but you put that away, it's a 3-0 game, and it's a different ball game.
3 is way different than 2, right?
Absolutely. And it changes your tactics in terms of North St. Paul, because all they really need is a goal here, and they're back in the game. Looks like the Raiders are going to kind of start off with a similar lineup as what they had before.
Appears that way, yep.
They got both Geibs out there again. They got Weston Schull kind of playing in the middle with Johan Robehagner. In defense, they got Caden Pollux and Xavier Beal playing back there with Peter Clark on the right. Noah Schmaltz kind of manning the left side. Looks like Nate Sammy's playing on the right side again. Brought a lot of energy in that first half. And then Ethan Schock, the lone striker, kind of in the central. Pollux clears up to Schock, tries to flick on and turn. Good ball control there by North St. Paul. Plays it out to number 5.
So they're trying to work the pass here a little bit, right?
Yeah, and we talked about in the first half, Andrew Ortiz, that number 10. Watch him for the Polars. He's the guy that kind of everything runs through. But they do have some guys with some excellent skills. We saw at number 6, Sam Yang, a young sophomore, had some really good touches. Number 3, who's only a freshman for them, Noah Smith. He's a 9th grader. He's an attacking player. They have him listed as an A, which I think is funny, an attacking player, which means he can play pretty much anything. You don't normally see that when you list positions, but it has an A, which I think is kind of funny.
Well, and really, I mean, as the coach, right, you might have him in a certain place to start or even start the season, but
yeah,
you know, who knows where you're going to move him eventually, right?
Absolutely, right? And it's still early, still trying to figure out combinations. Speaking of which, there is that young freshman, Noah Smith.
Might be some cardboard coming here.
Yeah, you see Caden Pollux had his hands way up in the air. They're going to give him a card here. You can see the replay on this as North plays a ball up to Smith. Pollux's hands are up, kind of levels him out. Anytime your hands kind of come above your waist and there's contact made, you're always in danger of a card. And speaking of danger, this is not a great spot for the Raiders to be in. You're about 20, 25 yards out. It's maybe 25 yards, like I said, and direct shot on goal here. We've seen some guys from North that have big legs. Let's see what happens. They got a lot of guys that can possibly crank this out here. It's Ortiz lined up behind the ball. We see Zhang, the junior midfielder. And we also see Marcelo Castro, the midfielder, lined up right at Brady Stewart. Kind of a knuckler. You can see that came off kind of funky.
He just settled it nicely and swallowed that ball up.
You can see how he strikes this. He just kind of knuckles it in there. Curving. Tough ball to handle. Stewart does handle it, though, and clears it up to Sammy. Runs out of bounds. It'll be a North throw-in. Looks like they're stopping the clock here to talk a little bit about something. I'm not sure exactly what happened. The linesman's talking right now. Not sure if they're talking about an incident that occurred on the side or if they're trying to figure out the situation with the card. You can see the North St. Paul coach kind of chiming in as well.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going on here. If we get indication, we'll let you know. But it's a live game. We're going to play on.
Couldn't have been anything too significant, or I'm sure we would have seen something change from somebody.
Yeah. Cleared out for another North throw. Compliments of Dan Schock, our super parent and coach here that kind of does all the behind-the-scenes stuff. In the first half, it was 73% possession for the Raiders. They connected on 213 passes versus just 77 for the Polars. We had 11 crosses to their 4 and 8 corners to their 1. Fortunately for the Raiders, 2 of their corner kicks went in the back of the net, linking up for goals. Big shout out to Dan for helping us out. Kind of does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Knows a lot about statistics in these players. Dan's just sitting below us underneath the booth helping us out. Of course, his son Ethan was one of the goal scorers tonight. Good defense there by Noah Schmaltz. Wisely just plays it out.
Keeps his feet through the little bit of traffic there.
Schmaltz, a savvy young kid. Has experience playing at high levels. Played for the Minnesota United youth team for a long time. Also played for high-level clubs across the state of Minnesota. See Pollock's coming back on, giving way to Cole Ebling. You're going to drop him back in the center as Schmaltz slides back to the left. You can see Schmaltz kind of giving directions. The young freshman giving direction to Nate Sammy, telling him to push up, push up, push up. Keep the pressure off their back line.
Well, they know the distance that Stewart can add here offensively when he sets up to punt or kick a ball. You know, midfield is pretty pedestrian for him on a kick or a punt.
Yeah, big leg by a big kid. Been great to see Brady Stewart come back. Had a pretty traumatic injury on his leg. You probably know more about it than I do, Jeremy, but was it torn ACL?
Torn ACL and a broken femur. So
wow.
He said he was going to be back for the first game of our summer season. He was. I mean, he worked tirelessly in the off season trying to rehab and repair that leg and came back better for it.
Yeah, I know his goal was to be back by this year. He came back even earlier than normal, and it's awesome to see him getting some varsity minutes here and playing well on top of that. Good run there.
He's fun to watch in net.
Man, this number 3 for North St. Paul, this Smith, is fun to watch. He's going to be a good player for the Pullers for a long time. So crafty on the ball, so quick. Had a step on Schmaltz there and just tried to blow right past him. It'll be a North St. Paul free kick just inside the 50-yard line here. They try to boom it forward. Dangerous ball.
Beal gets a nice head on it there.
Brody Gabb tries to close. They got some space here. Schmaltz clears it up. Got Pollux right in the head. That's not going to feel good. He's trying to shake that off.
Shook up there.
He might need a sub here on this one. Oh, great ball by Ethan Schock because he's got the runner going here, Nate Sammy. What a great feed, though, by Schock to try to find that runner. Sammy wasn't necessarily there, just a little bit behind, but to have the vision to find that. That was pretty impressive because you could see it happening from a long time ago.
Caden going back down here, man, I hope he's all right. He's a great young man and a hard worker here on the field. So
yeah,
get him off and check him out because we want to see how he's doing.
All right, looks like they're going to sub Caden Pollux off. Definitely got his bell rung a little bit. They're going to bring Jacob Reuter in.
Check that number, see if that's right. That one I should recognize.
Absolutely. Senior Jacob Reuter. They're going to drop him back to defensive line here and see if they're going to keep him in the center. They may slide Noah inside and put Jacob out. Let's see what they do here.
We'll see what they do. Xavier and Jacob playing together, since they were little. So a little bit of comfort there. Brady's used to having those two guys in front of him, so I know that gives him some comfort there. And we talk about a lot in the girls' game. We had a lot of offense there.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about how playing together gives you some opportunities to know how each other react. Similarly on defense, right? You kind of know where the goalie wants to shade to and where you can move with the way that helps him best.
Yes. But what I like about putting Jacob back in that center position, they're going to call offsides here. It was close. What I like about Jacob in that role, though, is he's a big body, he's fast, he's physical, and he's a smart kid.
Yeah. And he and Xavier work well together because, Jacob's got good top speed. Xavier's got that quick reaction. So, yeah, Weston back there with him now. Johan, Peter, this is what's nice about this Raiders team is, you have up and down years, right? But there's a lot of depth to this team.
There really is.
It's really just really good to see them working together.
Yeah, what we've seen in the past from the Raiders is they had a couple good individuals and maybe they didn't have consistent lineup in regards to guys that were at that same caliber. But this year, they've really played well off each other.
You see Brady there calling off last minute there, forcing the easier play, right? It's that communication that goes a long ways on both ends of the field.
Yeah, and a smart play by Jacob, too, to just kind of give way.
sometimes it's best to listen to your keeper. I always tell the boys, you stop listening to your keeper, then you got to go do it.
Absolutely. Good step there by Reuter. Nice, Jacob. Well done. Step on that. Clear that space. That was really savvy playing there by Jacob Reuter. Excellent first touch by Reuter.
And he was feeling pretty happy. He had a nasty foot injury in the first game, played through it a couple games. And we are lucky he's only in a boot for a week and back at it, so he's happy to be back out here.
That's awesome. Fancy footwork there by Johan. Excellent touch there by Xavier. Plays it up all the way over to Weston. Good touch there by Xavier. Some good skills by the Raiders as they play it up. Schmaltz has some space on this left side. Let's see what he does with it. Swings it across to Brody Geib. Geib looking, oops, sorry, that was Ethan Schock.
There's that haircut again.
Man.
Couldn't find the scissors at half.
Yes, Reuter over. Plays it up to Schmaltz.
Keeps it in nicely.
Here's the young
Make a good
freshman.
Run, shift out. Yep, just run with him.
They got 2 on him here. See if Reuter can defend and try to force him out.
I think with the pullers there, we just want to make sure we're forcing that slow down play because they are so quick. They do want to get that counter attack pretty quickly. Slow down their play. Here you see Peter helping out Brady a little bit. Peter Clark, sorry. Again, when you know these boys since they're little, you used to call them by their first names.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one cool thing about that play, and I know some fans are probably wondering why the goalie picked that up. He touched it with his chest, right? So you can deflect the ball off your chest or your head to the goalie.
Yep, it's not a direct pass.
Correct. If it's played with your feet, different story. But played it with his chest.
Yep, it always gives, even as a coach still, it
great
always gives
touch.
you a little pause.
Oh, let's see if he can finish this. He's got some space. And he buries it in the back of the net. Great combination play. That's the goal of the night right there.
You know, and I've been watching Ethan Schock a number of years, and man, if you get the ball to his feet, there's always a chance.
What a great combination play, though. That was created exactly by Xavier Beal. Look at this run as he slices through the defense, plays it outside of the foot to Brody Geib. Geib plays it up to Schock. Schock buries it in the back of the net. Great play by the Raiders.
And utilizing all levels of the field, right? There are a lot of teams who get confident, booting the ball down the field and hoping to get that one guy fast over the top. And to be honest, at this level, unless you're playing a poor opponent, that doesn't work. And North St. Paul playing good defense here, but that was just a beautiful play.
Yeah, and again, you could give the assist to either guy. Xavier Beal making that run, playing it up to Brody Geib, Geib up to Schock. That's a combination play. Oh, great pickpocket there by Ethan. Schock with his second goal of the night.
Brady coming out confident here, looking for his next option.
Ooh, a little bit long to Schmaltz. Schmaltz battling hard, though. It's going to run out of bounds. It should be a polar throw, I believe. They're going to call a sub on. They got 2 coming in for the Polars here. It is a 3-0 lead now, 10 minutes into the second half. Raiders playing well. They're really playing with a lot of confidence. They've struggled the last 2 games, and this has been a different Raiders team.
Well, they're playing faster to impact. You know, they played an all right game against Apple Valley the other morning. Just Apple Valley played a little quicker.
Sure.
Brought 2 guys faster. Just kind of that early morning, right? High school kids after the first week of school. And again, we talk about in the girls' game how they are not professional athletes, right?
Yep.
You have a long week or a bad day because they have a lot of other things going, and they just couldn't quite get over that on Saturday against Apple Valley.
Agreed. Unfortunately, that was a section opponent, which does kind of hurt your chances a little bit, right? Obviously, you know, you want to win those section games, help your chances for section seeding.
A lot of games this week for the Raider boys. You
know,
like
dangerous ball here for Smith. Smith's on it. Oh, good save by Brady Stewart.
You know, he's worked so much over the years. Like, he's had good quick reflexes to get that first defensive play in. But watching this second effort here, you know, he's a tall guy. He's a big kid. You know, we've listened to teams come in and say, "Oh, put it low. He's a big guy." And I always smirk and smile because Brady's going to get there.
Yes. Oh, great run by Schock, trying to play it up to Sammy. Again, one more time, giving a shout out to Brady Stewart. That was an amazing play, and it's kind of fun sitting up here with one of our former goalie coaches who's telling you, don't back up, and you can kind of see him getting nervous on his back line as this guy's approaching. But his quick reactions helped him out, stayed nice and wide, recovered, kept a blank sheet for the Raiders.
That's always Brady's intent. You could win by 20, but 20-1, and he's not happy about it.
Raiders with another corner kick attempt. Playing short here to Weston. Plays a dummy to Johan. Oh, I love the play, though. That was fantastic. Again, linking up with Brody, to Weston, plays a dummy right through his legs, goes all the way to Johan. Johan has a good look at it, just goes too high on it. See it one more time.
Nice pass through again.
Plays it right through. Good play. The little point guard action there again. Plays a kind of a fake pass and just can't finish.
I mentioned it the other night, that earlier game, it's that basketball season comes up fast. And, one thing about soccer, it's such a short season. Like I said, the Raiders have 5 games from Saturday to Saturday here. You get to the basketball season, and that's the longest season of the year.
Yes.
So it's definitely a change of pace.
Absolutely. Good back heel there by North St. Paul. Trying to get a handle of it. Yeah, Weston Schuld is a talented basketball player, a stalwart for the basketball team. We got a couple hockey players, too, in Brody Geib, one of the leaders on that hockey team.
Yeah, not a ton of winter athletes on this group. Some, again, so you have Weston and Jacob in basketball in the winter. A lot of these guys work on soccer year-round, and it shows.
Got a couple track kids here with Jacob. Playing
throwing,
track.
Right? I always think it's the field part, right? You always got to clarify that, right? Everybody shorts the track. He's like, come on, what about the field?
That's right.
I thought maybe the double handball there would have gone, but maybe he's letting them see.
Good ball by Ethan Schock. He's got some space to Brody.
Maybe letting them play there a little bit since the Raiders had some control there.
Oh, good rip. I like it, though. Good idea. Playing, it looks like Xavier playing him up a little bit higher, letting him run that flank on the right side. I like the idea. You can see he made that
and it
run.
works because you see the communication here, because Johan then drops back with Jacob. And, again, when we're worried about North St. Paul's counterattack, you don't want to leave one guy on an island with 2 there. So good, smart communication on the Raiders' part to make that play a possibility.
100%. Got a good run here by North St. Paul, but wisely picked off by Micah Slapnitcher, who just came in the game. There's the crafty number 10 for the Polars. Again, we've seen him cause havoc all night long. Again, that's Ortiz. Man, he is shifty. Good tackle there by Reuter. I like it.
Just in on the ball. Again, as a coach, your heart stops every time those guys have to do that.
Let's see one more time. Reuter moving his feet, looking for that ball, plays the ball well. Good tackle. You give up a corner there knowing that you potentially saved a goal.
And Brady being Brady, coming out and giving a hug to the guy going down to the ground, right? That's
He's been there.
Yep.
Number 8 behind the ball, that's Brian Zhang, a junior midfielder. North
got a runner coming in here, like, I kind of watch that.
Bringing lots of numbers. Good header there by Jacob. Bringing lots of numbers forward, knowing that they need a goal.
Yeah, you don't start. I mean, there's 25 minutes left, but at a certain point, you got to start, right? Like, just to give your team that hope that it's going to continue to go.
Good clearance there by Jacob Reuter. Ethan on the ball. See if he can link up. He's got some options. Got Brody Geib now. Brody kind of loses the handle as he plays it forward. Playing it up to Weston. Weston playing it all the way over to Parker.
You can tell Weston and Brody there played a lot of soccer together too, right? Just those nice, simple touches, kind of right at the feet where they want it. And
absolutely. Xavier Beal on the ball. We saw him make a crucial run for that third goal. Oh, beautiful run by Xavier. See if he can bury this. Oh, what a finish. Xavier Beal
with the backflip.
Backflip to boot. That was awesome.
Definitely the fanciest moves of all the Raiders. Like that's.
No, the only thing that makes me
him.
nervous about that is he does have a yellow card, and I don't want anything to happen to him.
Right. Yep. That we don't need that. But he did it away from the play. He's not anybody's face about it.
Very true. Watch this run though by Xavier Beal. A little bit of space. Makes the run, blows past the defender right here, turns on the Jets. Not an easy angle.
Nope.
Hits it perfectly.
With Xavier, and again, I've seen this since he was very, very small. You give him a little bit of space, and he's going to find a hole.
That was awesome.
Looks like we definitely shifted Johan back here a little bit. Keeping that savvy contact player back there.
Yes, for sure. And Xavier Beal just playing with a lot of confidence. He had the big assist before.
Yep.
Now he goes and attacks and scores a big goal. Awesome to see. Good left-footed clearance there by Brady. I've seen it with his right foot and his left foot.
You look at that, it's like, man, that's an off foot, but I've seen him put the ball 70, 80 yards when needed.
Yes.
He has a number of assists, both high school and club soccer, just from putting a ball just outside the box and letting a guy run onto it. It's dangerous because you have to cover the whole field.
Noah Schmaltz on the ball all the way over to Brody Geib. Brody
the good left foot.
See if they can bury it.
Oh!
Ethan Schock with a good chance off the woodwork.
The frame give him a little help here.
What are they going to call here?
I don't know if
Looks like there was
any
maybe a contact in the box.
I didn't see the AR go up for offside. Sometimes you get offsides with those bang plays, but
might have been a handball. It was hard to tell. There was so much action in that box. I wonder if we can get another look at that flurry that happened.
I like the pressure by the Raiders, though. Good defensive move by the Polars there, but man, I like that pressure.
Here it is one more time. So again, fed in here. You got Micah Slapnicher swinging all the way around to Noah Schmaltz. Schmaltz swings it over to Parker Geib, over to Brody Geib, swings it left foot.
Schmaltz, yeah, that's...
Ethan off the woodwork, comes back.
Schmaltz making a really good heads-up play there. Looked like he wanted to turn it back to one of his defenders, and then he just wisely saw the Polars player trying to come in there and decided to take it outside. He gave up the throw-in, but man, the rest of your defense really appreciates when it's not going right back at him, right?
Absolutely.
Give yourself time, set up to defend that throw.
Reuter defending well there in the corner, forcing North St. Paul to pull it back out.
Again, they're a quick counter-striking team, so if you can force them to do 2 or 3 things, that takes away some of their advantage.
Yes. But you don't want a space like this, though. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. Oh, and they get their goal. Yeah, you gave number 10 too much space. They get the rebound goal. That'll go to number 7, Abdi Malik Noor, off the rebound from Andrew Ortiz. We'll see it one more time. There's a shot by Ortiz. Good save attempt by Brady, and they get the rebound, and it's now 4-1. And again, right place, right time. They've had a lot of opportunities. They finally buried one at the end. Good clearance to see if they can go high to Ethan Schock. Oh, just missed time.
If you're looking at shot count here, you got 17 for the Raiders, 13 for the Polars. So the Raiders definitely doing more with their shots. Obviously, we talked about earlier the set pieces coming in pretty key here.
Yep. Smart play, though, by the Raiders right there. You can see that Xavier used his head again. We talked about using the chest before. Oh, good ball there by Weston Schultz.
Oh, they're going off sides here, and I'm thinking that was pretty tight there. I was thinking he timed the run correctly. Definitely very, very close here.
Yeah, we see, I believe that's Danny Shashkov on the far side, kind of running the right side now. Shashkov trying to do a little back heel. Danny is a junior, kind of playing that outside mid. He's played a little defense as well throughout the year. Here's Xavier Beal, who's had a really good game this game. Oh, here's where North St. Paul's dangerous. They're on the counterattack. We've said this name. We've seen this number before. Number 10 runs it out of bounds for a goal kick.
Jacob is wanting to really avoid contact there. You don't want to give anybody any excuse to hit the blue and get you a call here when it's unneeded.
Yeah, Ortiz has been all over the field tonight.
And he's dangerous. You just want to let him have his space and dribble out.
Yeah, smart play, though, by the Raiders just to kind of stay in front of him, not give him any space. Beal on the ball again. Plays it over to Johan. Johan's going to swing it all the way over the top to Ethan. What a good ball. See if he can bury this.
Fast enough.
He's on sides. See if he can finish off the hat trick, and he does. Oh, that was beautiful.
You know,
what a great assist by Johan.
The amount of hats I would have lost to that young man over the years, sometimes, multiple in a week.
Yes.
It's a good thing I'm not a big hat guy. I wouldn't have them anyways.
That's a hat trick for Ethan Schock. Calm, composed, puts it in the back of the net. But more important than that, the feed by Johan Roba-Hagnar was absolutely perfect. Over the top, perfect timed.
It's good timing here. You gave up a goal. Polars had a great play on that, but you don't want to try to give up that momentum if you can. So a goal in that time is really important for getting your team back in this, firing them back up. It's a good team goal there.
Yeah, they needed that, right? You can kind of see momentum shifting a tiny bit. Not necessarily it's going to change the game.
Not a lot of possession shift, but just some chances, right? And if you can shut those down, keeps everybody in your back end a lot happier.
Hey, this is a good time to give a shout out to our sponsors. HCTV Sports is supported by Merchants Bank. Merchants Bank is committed to supporting the families and businesses at the heart of our communities. Finances should be about listening, learning, and even a little fun. To start your best banking adventure yet, more information is available at merchantsbank.com. Merchants Bank, let's dream together. We're back in the soccer action as the Guy brothers trying to work together here to keep the possession.
A good chance here again. Polar's looking to push here again.
They got numbers coming forward, and there's that ever-dangerous Ortiz. Solid defending by Johan. Up to Schmaltz. Schmaltz plays it all the way up, just can't link together with Brody Guy. Parker on it, though.
I'm hoping here you're seeing, too, the defense dropping well together. I think they got a little complacent there. Just when you're having good success on defense, you can get a little more offensive minded, right? You're pushing. Sometimes it needs that goal just to kind of wake up and go, hang on, like we get primary role to do here first, then we support the offense, right?
And still 20 minutes to play, right? A lot can happen in 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
There's Reuter on the ball, playing it forward. Good ball with that left foot. Up to Schmaltz. Cleared out for a Raider throw-in. Jacob getting significant time in the second half, which is good to see. Slapnicher also playing in that center role.
Get Peter Clark coming in, getting Johan a little bit of break. Getting a thumbs up here from Mike Geib in the booth here. He's one of a number of coaches who coached these guys when they were younger, including Dan Schock we mentioned earlier. Yonder Sanchez being a big part of these kids growing up. They're just and I'm missing plenty, and I don't mean to cutting out there. Chad Stewart stepping up big last summer for our boys. Like
Tim Slapnicher too.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's that community feel, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's got to be fun for the Geib family to see both their boys out there playing at the same time. That doesn't happen very often, right?
You know, it seems to happen a lot in Hastings. Yeah. Right? Like, again, that ability, we're often playing some younger guys because we always don't have the same number of athletes, right? So, and then you look at some of these guys coming up, Malachi Beal, Parker Geib, they're earning a spot and they're playing hard.
Yeah.
They're good players.
And to your point, too, in a program like Hastings, we don't cut anyone, right?
Yeah, that's the intent, right? I don't think we have had to anytime recent, which is good, right? That good community feel that way.
Absolutely. Good defending there by Micah Slapnicher. Wisely cleared out by Jacob Reuter. Up to Brody Geib. Up to Parker. Parker's got some options that they can play it up to Shashkov. He's making a run.
He's ready to make that run. He's got the timing there.
But good idea by Danny Shashkov, calling for it.
Mm-hmm. Staying wide.
He had some space there on that right side. Good defending by Peter Clark.
And you look here, like, again, you can get a little goal hungry when you get 5 here, right? But you saw 5 Raiders defenders drop there on that try by the Polars. And that's, as Coach Swanson's going to be happy seeing that. Again, nearing the end of the game, 5 guys dropping into coverage means you're not as likely to give up that freak, fluky play. Again, might not hurt you up 5-1, but there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of time left. And better to erase some of that time before you get real creative.
Yes, agreed. Brody Geib on the ball. That's going to be a foul. Absolutely. The arm was well above the waist. Brody Geib has really worked hard tonight. Man, he has been all over the field. Just an absolute rock in that middle.
And that's not uncommon. Like if you're a Raider soccer fan here, you're hearing his name a ton on assists and goals and shots, and we talk about him on the corners, right? So definitely a stalwart on this team on both ends of the field.
Yeah, and he just does such a good job of seeing the field. He can turn so quick and makes the right passes. It's just fun to watch.
See Stewart here getting almost to the box here.
Ethan Schock on the ball, trying to link up. He's already got a hat trick on the night.
Defender unwisely giving him a run there. Like that's dangerous.
Hey, you think you'd learn your lesson after the 3rd goal. Brody Geib on it again. Jacob Reuter, smart play to Noah Schmaltz. Linking up quick, playing to his brother.
Well, the advantage these defenders have as a group is that the mids have really been doing a good job of getting open and staying open. I mean, it's very much more comforting for those defenders to know they have a guy available if they need it as an outlet.
That's going to be a foul
coming here.
Nothing? They got it. They're playing advantage. Okay. Yeah, they're absolutely tugging on the jersey, pulled him down to the ground. Nothing malicious, but just, maybe trying to stop the run of play a little bit.
And not within the rules.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen some physical play tonight.
All right, we'll see here who's taking this one. You got a couple different guys kind of in that range.
Looks like it's going to be Weston Schultz chipping it up. Oh, there's space. Oh! They did call offsides on it, though. The flag was up. North St. Paul did hold their line. You can see it one more time. There was a little bit of a space, but, Ethan's back was to the goal. He's trying to flick on blindly.
I'm wondering if I don't know. I thought the left back on the Polar side there was keeping him on, but it's tight, and they are as a better view from there than I do from here.
Yeah, and they have done a pretty good job with the offsides calls tonight. From here, we can see some stuff. The angles are difficult, though. We got a blind spot up here in the booth. So we were talking to Dan Schock, dad of Ethan, at halftime, and he was telling us that conference standings are kind of interesting, and he said that Simley, who's at the top of the conference standings right now, has cracked the top 10 in the state right now, which is a little bit of a surprise.
There's been a number of times they've been a difficult opponent here.
Yeah, injury by Danny Shashkov. Look like he had a hard collision. He might have to come off.
Hoping it's just a quick bang play there. And I say it over and over again, but Danny is a fantastic kid, a fantastic player. Just that smile kind of lights up a room. So I'm hoping he's back up quick here. A good student to boot. I had him in class. He's a really good kid. Let's see one more time on this collision. You hope for the best for Danny here. You can kind of see that the defender was kind of coming in with the knee. Yep, kind of collided.
Knee to knee. That's never a good feeling. No, and you're not sure if it hit somewhere else, maybe in a place really uncomfortable. I'm not sure. But either way, he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
And one thing I think that kind of resonates through Hastings sports too, just alluding to, is definitely a very bright crew that the Raiders are always putting out here. In all of these grade levels of players here, you get some of your top students that are out competing in sports. You see that as different layers there, winning different academic awards as teams. Some fall sports, winter sports, spring sports. It's just nice to see that commitment to both sides of being that student athlete.
See our girls soccer team here cheering on the boys. They had a decisive 13-0 victory, celebrating in the stands. Girls all smiles, as they should be. You can see Gavin Hansen in that big knee brace celebrating. She's done a great job being the team manager when she couldn't play this year. You see some younger Raiders in the stands as Danny Shashkov walks off to the sideline. A little bit shooken up, but at least he's walking. Good sportsmanship by the Polars, giving him a high five. That's awesome to see.
One thing I've seen tonight, we've seen a few collisions here, but good sportsmanship on both sides. And, ultimately, they're all high school kids going out and doing the thing they love.
Yes.
Right? And so there shouldn't be hopefully a lot of bad blood there between the players as the game's going on, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to put in Micah Slapnicher at that kind of right side mid position. Give him a chance to kind of run the outside instead of playing inside, which he's been playing a lot tonight. Also looks like they're going to throw in Malachi Beal, I believe that is, coming in again, who's, played that position quite a bit. So they're kind of interchangeable, playing some guys in some different positions.
Again, long week, like we talked about, right? Like you talk about, they don't play again until Friday, but boy, Friday comes fast.
Yes, it does.
And Saturday comes faster. So
yes.
As much as you can spell guys when you can, and hopefully get a few guys back like we talked about, that's a key feature for the Raiders going forward.
You're really heading into the meat of their lineup, or their schedule, I should say, this fall season. And it happens fast, as you know. But this is where you start seeing some conference opponents like the Simleys, the St. Thomases, the Hill Murrays, and you're going to see what happens, right? You're really going to see how battle-tested are you.
Fans in person here, this seems to be the mosquito portion of the night, so I have my thermocell turned on here up in the booth, so we're going to try to create a zone of me not getting bit up so much.
Yeah, we learned the hard way in the first home game that we did. Parker Geib trying to possess, see if he can play the Slapnicher just a little bit off on his pass. Noah Schmaltz defending well. Man, a young crew of players out there with Parker Geib, Micah Slapnicher, Noah Schmaltz. Those three playing next to each other. Oh, freshmen, sophomores?
Yep. And the intensity you see out of Noah there is what we saw at the beginning of the game, right? So he keeps that level of intensity throughout. That's just a special thing to see in a young player.
Yes. Slapnicher defending here. Trying to turn.
Just again, good under control play, confident. If you can, let them make the error.
Here's Ortiz again, so dangerous on the ball. They double team here. Smart play by Ethan Schock. I love the fact that he's coming back to help.
It's a good time to do it, right? We've seen him set up a couple times. Barry Weston might want to deliver this ball here. There we go. Good.
He's got space. Good ball by Brody Geib. See if he can bury this. Good combination play, though. Weston to Brody to Ethan. Man, that was really slick. Just couldn't link up that last pass, but great combinations.
Keeper learning here that coming on fast there is, you better come out quick if Ethan's coming at him.
Smart play by Xavier Beal, chasing back, making the right call. Good touch by Parker Geib.
Then get out of the way of the next one here. Almost a souvenir for the fans there.
Hit high in the fence, but didn't clear at all. Parker Geib into his brother Brody. See if they can link up to Ethan. Goes through ball.
Keeper definitely coming out more often here. He's probably wishing he would have done it sooner.
Yeah, he's been burned a couple times by Ethan on those 3 balls.
Saying fool me once.
Yes, that's right. Not going to be fooled the 3rd time, even though he's got the hat trick, right?
One's on the corner.
Yeah,
so you almost
true.
can't count that one
Yeah,
in that
that's
regard.
true. Micah Slapnicher on the ball, trying to feed Brody
nice
Geib.
pass. Peter can Clark run up the side here, closing that gap quick, keeping the ball in the offensive half.
You know, I haven't had the pleasure of watching Peter play a lot, but boy, he brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, and he's excited to move and get to the point of contact there, and close that field before North really has a chance to try to turn that into anything.
Yeah. We got Newer on the ball here. He's pretty dangerous. We've seen his one-on-one skills. Taking on Reuter. You can see Coach Meyer hold your line, try to draw them off sides. Great defending by Xavier Beal.
Beal, this time again, 6 Raiders drop back to cover 4.
Yep.
Right, creates a lot of opportunity for good things to happen for your defense.
Now, I know Ethan Schock has the hat trick, and obviously well-deserved, but to me, Xavier Beal has been the unsung hero of this game. Playing defender, making some assists, scoring a goal. He's done it all tonight.
And he can be all over the field. You know, he's fast, he's quick, he's shifty. You know, sometimes you look at him go play up, and you're like, man, I wonder if he's going to get back. And like, yep, of course he did. Right? So there's Xavier, right? That's what you kind of count on him for, and I know the team really relies on him for that piece.
He's deceptively fast. I mean, his first step is great, but when he really accelerates, wow, he can fly.
And the turning and stopping he can do at speed is probably the most impressive thing, because I've seen a lot of fast guys. The ability to shift direction and use his body.
Here's the young Smith, kind of let loose, trying to feed Newer.
The Raiders make a smart move there, right? He's by himself. Just kind of force him to go forward and through. Brady's going to be there for the ball. Nothing too theatric. Don't be aggressive with contact. Let him feel like he's running out of space, and then the ball comes rolling to Brady.
Agreed. Oh, beautiful back heel. See if they can feed Schock again.
All right, Raiders setting up defensively here.
Good defense by Schmaltz, just stepping in front, using that body, plays it back to Stewart. Smart play, and we know Stewart's got a big old body.
And nobody knew it more than Ethan, who took off as soon as that ball gets delivered. Those two working on that timing.
Schock's got space.
Games.
Oh, is he going to call a foul? They are on top of the box.
Waiting to see if something happens just outside the box.
I think you got to give this to Ethan here, right? He drew that foul, give him the chance to rip it. Let's see it one more time. Here's Ethan on the ball, tries to cut it back. Okay, gets tripped up on that back foot. A hard foul. Let's see
we have
got Brody Geib on the ball here.
Ethan Schock drawing, I think, 3 PKs in the Burnsville game the other night.
3 PKs, is that right?
Yep, I've not seen that before in a game.
Wow. All right, so they got Weston Schultz behind it. They got Noah Schmaltz behind it. And they have Brody Geib. It looks like they're going to give way to Noah Schmaltz, the young freshman. Maybe not. This Brody Geib's got the right foot. Noah Schmaltz has got the left. They have options here. Let's see who gets the chance to rip it.
Scissors here.
Looks like Brody's going to get the chance. Goes right foot, a little bit high. Off the field goal post. And now we got a plethora of Raider subs coming on here. Let's see who's coming on. We got
Xavier getting a break.
Yeah, it looks like Ebling's coming back in. Sammy's coming back in. Looks like Johan's coming back in, along with Jose Rodriguez-Roque.
Senior getting some action here the last couple games.
Good to see the senior 24 getting some valuable minutes for the Raiders here, as Malachi Beal kind of slides to that inside position.
And like we talked about on the girls' side, like the more you can work your whole team in, the more comfortable everybody's playing together.
Yeah.
And then when you need to do that, then it's already built in.
Yep.
Right. You're not trying to build something on the fly.
But even I look at a position like your son Jacob was in tonight. He got slotted into that center defensive role. Not necessarily a position he plays all that often, sometimes. Yep. But, boy, those are valuable minutes to know you can trust a kid like Jacob to play that position and play well. I mean, that is super valuable for any team because you never know what's going to happen.
Right? Like, all summer he played attacking mid because, well, that's what coach needed.
Yes.
So
another good deep ball. But you're right. You do what your team needs you to do. They're going to call offsides in this. Let's see.
And that's what you see. Like, we talked about Xavier Beal a lot tonight. He's over the years. I think he's played, I think, every position, including keeper for me. Ethan Schock's played every position, including keeper. Johan, if you ask Johan to go play keeper right now, he'd do it.
Yeah.
You have a lot of, like we talked about earlier, versatility because it's a good group of guys willing to do things for their team.
Well, and I think Christian Waggy said it best. Longtime assistant coach, JV coach. He said, "We have this philosophy: we versus me." Right. And I know in years past they've struggled with a little bit. Right. Sometimes it's hard to not have the spotlight. But this year they seem to have bought into it a lot more. And you can see the difference.
Team dinner last night at Beal's house. You'll get some cool photos back from that. We'll be fortunate to host the boys here in a couple of weeks. And a bunch of the parents have been doing that, and that's a cool sight to see for the boys. They spend a lot of time together working. It's nice to see them getting some of that free time to bond a little bit.
Yeah, and having a son in the program this year, my 8th grader is playing up with the C squad this year. It's pretty cool to see how they do such a good job of building this community of soccer players. Even the camp out.
Yes.
Such a cool experience camping out on the soccer field and making every kid feel like they belong and are welcome. Smart play there by Brady Stewart, just clearing it out, get it out of the danger zone.
And that's been a big thing. They do some community work together. They'll work downtown. There's a concert coming up. They'll help out with that. That's something that Raider Athletics in general promotes that, right? A bunch of the teams will help out with that this winter. And I know it's something Trent Hansen, as athletic director, has really promoted. The community gives a lot to our players. We talked about Merchants Bank a little bit ago, right? Being a sponsor for this, and good to give back to the community that's giving you as much as they are on the front end here.
Absolutely. So, soccer fans, if you're just tuning in or if you got later into the game and you missed some goals, at the end of this game, we're going to replay all the goals that happened. There's been a lot in this game, including a hat trick by Ethan Schock. And you'll get to see all of them if you stick around at the end of this game. We're just around the 5-minute mark in this game, though. Raiders looked really sharp so far in this game. We thought kind of coming into it that this could be a really close game. It hasn't necessarily played out that way. The Raiders got out early to a 2-0 lead, and it's made all the difference.
The difference maker, I think, being just that we've seen this intensity to play the ball, right? And, after a rough game Monday, you really kind of see things. Hold on here. A little extra theatrics. If we're not seeing cardboard here, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, that was a hard fall by Ortiz.
Initial foul plus the drag down. That's usually getting you a little break on the side here.
Good to see that Brody's okay. He's played really hard tonight. You hate to see for something to happen. He picked his pocket, stepped in front, and then you just see kind of a malicious foul taking out the ankles and a shove to boot. That was not very friendly.
We don't need that. And that's comes with frustration a little bit, but as a player, you just got to learn to dial that in a little bit. It's tough. Like, they're working hard, and it's a long game.
Absolutely. Looking ahead at the Raiders' schedule, you talked about that they play Harding on Friday, Forest Lake on Saturday. They actually play Matamidi in a big conference game next week on the 17th, and they also take on Tartan. Hill Murray will be the following week, and then they play the likes of St. Thomas and Park. So the schedule does not get any easier whatsoever, and they finish with Simley at Simley. So
which now you are seeing, right? Again, any team any year, right? Is looking pretty good. A lot of years that would have looked like, okay, it's Simley. It's gonna be a tough match, but now it's looking like an even tougher match coming forward there.
Well, and maybe it's good to catch Simley at the end of the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally think that they're hot right now. You go through an entire conference season, things can change quickly.
Maybe they got a flurry of goals of the guys that aren't going to be as consistent down the road. We don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Well, and injuries happen. You'll have Jed Carlson by then, hopefully, right?
Yep.
So that helps your chances. Good physical play there by both teams. Nothing malicious at all.
Just got a little bit of the leg there.
Yeah, Malachi Beal just kind of clipped his leg a little bit.
Again, Raiders dropping pretty heavy here. You want to be pretty conservative here.
But I think one of the bigger games that we got coming up is definitely Matamidi. If you can win that Matamidi game on Tuesday, really that changes your season around.
It does.
You can erase the Two River loss.
Yep.
You really can. And now you're kind of in a different shape for the season. Because now you kind of move to the top of the conference with 2 wins in conference.
Yep. And you can write off the Two Rivers loss as it was a weird night. A lot of weird things happened in that game, right? Sometimes that just happens. a win there would move on. This win here helps that, right?
Yeah.
Any win helps you progress past kind of your last maybe setback if you're looking at it that way.
Absolutely. Number 14 in to take this. This is Swintoski Fluralis. Finally getting that last name correct.
We think.
I think so, yeah.
Peter Clark with a nice little ball out.
Ooh, it's swung across. Dangerous ball here. Raiders better get on it.
Is that Peter or Jose on that touch? I guess I could have
I think
lost
that
it
was
in there.
Jose, I believe.
Yeah, now I saw it once they kind of came running out.
Yeah,
There.
they kind of spaced out a little bit.
Definitely good team defense there.
3 minutes left in the game. What's your overall summary or takeaway from this game, from your opinion? You've seen the boys team play a lot more than I have. What would be your takeaway?
Looking back over the years at what I see tonight is a lot of good passing, a lot of trusting that guys are going to be there. And we talk about that at all levels of the field, right? You know, the midfielders are there for the defense. The guys up top are there for the midfielders, and vice versa, and back and forth. And
Yeah.
it allows you to move the ball in a lot of directions instead of sending a guy with and hopefully he gets the ball. That's been a big thing that I've seen over the years for these boys, kind of watching them long term. That's been a struggle in the past. Like you said, a lot of cohesiveness with this group, and they're playing well together.
Yeah, and to do this all without two of your, I would say, starters,
Yeah.
right? To not have Jed Carlson, all-conference player, not have Sam Sanchez, one of their leading defenders. To do this, to perform like this tonight, huge, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And a confidence builder that will take you far into the season, not only next week, but I would say even further. Do we have any idea when Jed might be back? Have you heard anything?
So, you know, it's hard to say. I don't know. He probably knows. Hopefully knows more than I do. They said it was kind of a mild sprain, which is always, we were glad to hear that. The whole team, I think, breathed a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, for sure.
And so hopefully he's back quick. You know, but it's obviously doctors get more say in that than the fans do.
Yeah, for sure. But it does just give you another attacking option on that right side, right? And that's a piece where they've had to try some guys in different positions to try different formations.
Yep.
But adding him helps a lot.
And just, again, gets you back to your depth.
Mm-hmm.
Good run here by the Polars.
Here comes Flurless again.
Through. And again, smart play by Jose there. Just cut off the angle, force him to put the ball where you know your keeper is, and let him just collect the ball.
In correction on what I said before, we are just going to look at the second half highlights, not the whole game. But we will talk about not only the 3 goals that were scored here, but we'll kind of highlight Ethan Schock and his hat trick tonight, scoring 2 goals in the second half. A couple that were really, really well linked together.
You know, I've watched him a lot, and I'm still impressed. Right?
Yeah.
Like I've seen similar plays often from him, and it's still fun to watch.
Boy, but I have to say, I mean, from last year to this year, Ethan has really improved a lot. He's always been a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been almost a focal point now of their offense, which has been super fun to watch.
Yes. Yep. And I've seen that in the summer, you know, when he's played with us. You know, you see teams bring 3-4 guys to try to stop him, and it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Which then provides opportunities, right, across the field. So and the Raiders are definitely taking advantage of that, right? Getting guys open looks. Saw a great shot by, you know, Xavier Beal before on that run in. Like, it's when you have some guys who can draw some attention.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ethan there.
Coming all the way back to help on defense. Good help defense there by the Raiders. Peter Clark on it, along with Micah Slapnicher.
And just a nice, gentle ball out, right? Like, just to cap that off.
Well, an excellent game for the Raiders. We thought this game was going to be tight. Not as tight as we thought. A 5-1 victory for the Raiders. They have to be happy about the way they played.
I would say, if I'm from a coaching standpoint here, this is kind of the game I'd want coming after a couple tough games.
Yeah.
You win. You get a lot of shots, 18 shots right here now at this game. You gave up some shots, but made them manageable for the most part, and really had good flow throughout the game. We talked about, 72% possession in the first half. Second half could have been a lot different. I guess we'll see. We'll hear from Dan if we're wrong.
They've really possessed the ball well.
And that's what you want to see. Possession gives you opportunity.
Absolutely. And they really did create a lot of opportunities in this game, even for the goals that they did not score. Let's get a look at some of these goals in the second half. Feeds it into Ethan Schock, buries it in the back of the net for goal number 2. Great combination play. Here's Xavier Beal making a run, cutting through the defense as he rifles it to the lower corner for his first goal of the night. He had an assist with a backflip to boot to celebrate. And then here's the lone goal for the North St. Paul Polars, a deflection off the goalie, and they tap it in, and they get their lone goal. And then here's the last goal, an absolutely beauty of a pass by Johan, played up to Ethan Schock as he taps it into the corner to get his hat trick for the night. A super successful night for the Raiders, getting 5 goals up there, playing solid defense. I'm excited to see this team as they progress into conference play.
Absolutely.
All right, we will see you next time on HCTV. Here's a look at some of the upcoming broadcasts that we have coming on HCTV. We got our returning conference championship girls swim team taking on the Two Rivers swim squad. We have our volleyball team fresh off a victory taking on New Richmond. On the 20th, we got our football team taking on Bloomington Jefferson. And then we got a cross-state rivalry here. We got our volleyball team taking on the Prescott Cardinals in the border battle. All right, let's give a quick shout out to Hunter Pinky, our producer, our director, our graphics, our replay guy. He does it all. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always joined by Jeremy Reuter. Give a shout out to our camera operators as well, Max Slocum, Tori Sellner, Ben Brannon, and Will Sellen. And big shout out to HCTV and Merchants Bank for making this happen. Have a great night, sports fans.